What's going on, y'all? Welcome to UPBA Week 6. This week we are going up against Shayquaza, coach of the Dallas Starmies, doing very well this season. I believe he's like 5th overall in the team in the ranks of 20. We're like the bottom of the barrel. I think we're like tied for last with like 3 other people. This season is very dead in the water for me unless I bring something back miraculously, as I mentioned in actually, I didn't mention this in the video because it ended up being a post-con because of the recording errors, was the people we've lost to, now with the exception of El Scissor, aren't even in the freaking playoff range. So that's not to say they aren't good players, but it's just to say that really the weeks are only getting tougher and tougher. So I gotta just sort of like be like, all right, fuck it. And try and win some of these games, but I'm not going to dedicate a ton of my time to doing it. I think UBL at this point is a lot more pressing to put some focus on, given my success in it right now. That's not to say I'm going to give up on this, but I am going to sort of take the mentality of, if I'm going to do better, I need to stop try-harding it and bring stuff that I think is going to make me just like enjoy the battles more, which will just maybe in turn, win or lose, make me a little bit more happy, and sometimes that's just the push you need to get some wins. So a little bit more ridiculous stuff coming this week, although granted Shay has a ridiculous team. He has a lot of offense. Those top 4 picks are very scary. Top 5 picks, frankly, with Crawdon as well. And then some very tricky defense. I wouldn't call it like actual defense, like Duraludon, Whimsicott, Claydol aren't like actually good defensive mons, but they are, mons that could be very niche and a little bit versatile in what they can do. It's going to be kind of difficult to predict what they are if they come against me. Heliolisk is really scary against me too. The bottom 2 I'm a little bit less scared of, but I figured I'd just do a small little team builder, significantly less intricate than any of the UBL ones or maybe past UPBA ones I've done, but just to like show what I'm bringing and what it's for, etc., because it's kind of weird, because I wanted to bring weird stuff because I figured it would make me feel better about this league. I don't know. First, we're bringing AV Mew with stupid coverage. I don't mean stupid as in like it matches up well. I mean stupid as in it's me being stupid for bringing it. I do like the Assault Vest this game, though, because it allows me to take a hit from Blastoise. I need to make sure that if Blastoise exists, I don't, just throw out Mew. I can't afford to do that. I need to keep this thing healthy, take a hit, and then fire back with a Leaf Storm. Other than that, I Volt Switch on things. If he brings Claydol in, it gets bought by Leaf Storm. Vacuum Wave is super effective priority against Darmanitan, Crawdon, Duraludon, Heliolisk. I said if there's one matchup to bring Vacuum Wave, it's this one, and I really wanted to bring Vacuum Wave Mew for no reason whatsoever. And then I was originally Ice Beam, but Vepsis was like, go Superpower, it's funnier, and also it hits Heliolisk, so that's what I did. The next mon is Starmy, Scarf Starmy, to ensure I don't get, just immediately swept by his Scarfers like Darmanitan and Zapdos, as well as things like Spectrier. It also outpaces a +1 Crawdon, as well, I think it outpaces a +2 Crawdon, potentially even 2, as well as a modest Shell Smash Blastoise. It should outspeed virtually everything else. I can't think of anything it doesn't outspeed. It's EV to creep a Scarf Heliolisk as well, if that's what ends up coming. So that's what it is. It has Hydro Pump, Psyshock, Thunderbolt, and Flip Turn. Hits his entire team, and gets me some pivoting momentum. Next mon is Isambard the Weezing. I promised Chris, one of my front office members, that I would start bringing offensive Weezing. Who knows if it has good matchup here, but I just decided to do it. It literally only needs Strange Team this matchup, unless Heatmore comes, so I'm not going to bother investing in any other stuff. Other than that, playing with T-Spikes is pretty fun, but I also need a Defogger, so it's going to be for one of those 2 purposes, right? Either I'm spending the bulk on Weezing to get T-Spikes up, or I am defogging his own spikes and rocks, which could be detrimental to me, especially because I'm not bringing Boots on the next bond that I'm going to show. Protect is to see what move he locks into, even though I'm not Black Sludge, could still be important given he has a ton of choice possible users, being Heliolisk, Darmanitan, Zapdos, etc. Seeing what he's locked into could be really important, and I'm actually max modest on this thing as well, as you could see. So with the Pixie Plate, it's doing a ridiculous amount of damage to virtually everything. It's 2-coin Spectrier, it's 0-coin Zapdos, it's potentially 2-coin Blastoise if it's like a defensive set, or sorry, offensive set. Definitely after 1 Shell Smash, and 2-shotting a Selgor. It could 1-shot Duraludon, which is fucking hilarious, and things like Heliolisk and Whimsicott don't appreciate it either. It really does a shit ton of damage to things, so figured I'd bring it. Next mon is Rotom with the helmet and Overheat, Volt Switch, Rust, Sleep Talk. Another set that I don't think is going to be super fun to bring, but something that I think is kind of necessary just to do a little more spread damage to things like Zapdos and Galarian Darmanitan. Probably pretty important this game. And just overall chip damage against his offense is going to be pretty nice. Having things like Volt Switch for momentum is going to be pretty good for me, given he has 2 water types and or his electric immunity doesn't have a form of recovery and takes a lot from overheat and kind of loses to a lot of other members of my team. So, you know, I really didn't know what else I needed on this besides Rest Talk, and it just sort of allows me to stay alive a little bit more, which allows me to keep swapping it in. Next mon is Wigglytuff making its debut. Outside of Roselia, which I just got in free agents, this is the only original mon on my team that I haven't brought yet, so, you know, might as well. This is the dedicated Spectre answer. It has Player Off and Knockoff, both of which break a sub, so he can't, like, sub-disable Calm Mind on me. And if he has all 3 of those, or sorry, if he's, like, disable Will-O-Wisp sub, then he can't be Calm Mind, so it's not really a threat. I can just keep spamming Knockoff in that instance. Other than that, like, item removal is pretty good. And throwing off Wishes isn't bad either for things like Rotom and Mew and all that kind of stuff. But really, it's the main Spectre answer. But I am actually physically defensive and not specially defensive because I don't really need all that bulk for Spectre. So I do take hits from Darmanitan and Zapdos kind of comfortably. Not super comfortably, but enough that I can get a knockoff off and maybe potentially a protect to, like, get me out of range of another one. Last mon has no place being here. It has a terrible matchup, but I wanted to bring it for just like a motivation booster. It's Guzzlord, obviously. I'm bringing it because I like Guzzlord and I want to play more games with Guzzlord. There's really no other thing for that. Like, people could, like, I could lie to you and be like, oh, it's a second Spectre answer, but, like, I don't need a second Spectre answer, and if I did, I'd bring fucking Diggersby. But it's really just I want to bring Guzzlord. There's really no question about it. There's not much to it. I just tried to find perfect coverage for it. And, you know, I'm going to hope he brings Choice Scarf on, like, either on both Zapdos and Darmanitan so that it, you know, doesn't, you know, I can protect on them and, you know, deal damage, see what they scout into with leftovers. That's pretty nice. I believe I'm attack boosting. That's pretty good. So knock off and Heat Crash. But I am a negative speed nature because I don't really need all that speed. And Draco's hit pretty hard. I mean, his resist is Whimsicott, and that dies to a Heat Crash. Other than that, you know, it's Guzzlord. I just want to bring it. Okay, so fuck you. All right, now that's the team. I really don't have much else to say about it. Let's get into the game. All right, we're here with the game against Shay. We're gonna see how it goes. I think it's pretty hilarious. The team's really funny. Again, I have no clue who he's gonna bring, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Oh. All right, cool. The Claydol does come. That's kind of sad, but the Blastoise doesn't, which allows me to be a little bit more reckless with the Mew. But the main 3 do come. We see the Claydol, which I'm not a fan of because I'm just not a big fan of it. This is interesting. Part of me actually wants to lead off with fucking Starmie, potentially. I know I said I might lead Weezing, but I really don't know, like, I'll just lead Weezing and see. I mean, if he goes, lead Guzzlord too. But there's so many bad leads with Guzzlord. I'm just gonna lead Weezing and see what he does. I really like Rotom's matchup here. But he's probably going to set up rocks with Claydol, which is going to suck, so I'm going to have to make sure I deal with that efficiently. If he leads Claydol, it's going to be kind of bad, but whatever. Hey, it's fine. I promised Chris, no matter what, I'd lead off with fucking Pixie Plate Weezing, so we'll see. If he goes Claydol, he goes Claydol. But if he leads Whimsicott, if he leads Darm, I mean, really the only world in which Weezing doesn't work is if he leads Claydol, which is very possible. We'll see. I'm just going to pull up Claydol now and see. CB. Well, that's Darm. That's kind of nice. Probably confirms to me it's Scarf or whatever, so I can see what it's going to lock into here. I'm just going to protect. And, you know, knowledge will be good. I imagine he will either Earthquake or U-turn. Either way, I'm okay. I hope he doesn't have spin on fucking Claydol, but if he does, it is what it is. He just Earthquakes raw, okay. So, I mean, I have one response to this, and that's Rotom. He'll know that. Will he go into Crawdaunt, knowing I know that? Maybe. Do I die to an EQ? Sometimes. Fuck it. Let's just, like... Let's Strange Steam. Watch him double. No! Why'd you have to do that, Shay? I'm so sad. Oh, wait. Okay, you're Scarf. Never mind. Alright, well, I guess now it's in vacuum range, wave range. Oh, I forgot the neutralizing gas, I guess, mattered, so... Works out for me. Guess I'm just gonna go Rotom. Sorta wish I overheated there, but I guess that's okay. Just Earthquakes again. I'm okay with that. I think he goes Claydol. But I'll just overheat and see what this Claydol is. Dreidel. We land. Let's do about 50 or 45. And he's leftovers. So that was probably a max roll against physically defensive, and I imagine he'll get his rocks up here, which I'm okay with. I'm just gonna go into... Weezing, or not Weezing, Guzzlord, and, you know, play some knockoff games. It's always fun. He goes rocks. That's okay. A very large part of me wants to just go for Heat Crash here, because I think that would be really funny. But I think it's a little bit more important to... Does Heat Crash kill? See, Heat Crash might not even kill. So it's probably good to just knock off instead and see. For all I know, he's just going to go for Dazzling Gleam. Oh, he body presses. That's kind of cool. I didn't think about that. That did nothing. Nice. Okay. So this being down is really nice because it's going to mean like Mew can Volt Switch kind of freely. Do I think he goes Whimsicott here on a knockoff? Not really. Just gonna knock off myself, I guess. He just body presses again, but that's okay. He did get his rock set. I guess I'm at the way between whether I want to, like... Whether I want to, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I do get an attack boost. I kind of wish I got a attack boost right now, but that's okay. Will he go Whimsicott? Probably. Will he have Psychic on Whimsicott? Probably. Will I get T-Spikes up? Probably not. But I don't think I need T-Spikes up anymore because, yeah. Like, do I want to do anything on this? Like, not really. I'll just Heat Crash. If he Moonblasts me, that's okay. I have, oh, U-turns. It's kind of crazy. Okay. Well, I guess I'll get a decent hit off on something, you know? I guess I should have knock off just in case he, like, did something like that. Oops. Crab corpse. Ah, imagine. But this could, like, get it in range of, that did a lot. I mean, that's probably vacuum wave range now, right? Yeah, probably. I'm just gonna Draco. Goes for close combat. That's okay. And he has life orb. That's important information. And I think my only option right now is to go into Snake Eater. But the question becomes if I want to Ice Beam or not. Does an Ice Beam do a lot to like a -1 thing? Crawdont versus Starmie. I gotta make sure I watch my timer here, but that's okay. -1, -1. Hydro Pump seems to be doing a lot, but likely not killing. But I think I'm just gonna like read the thing here. Like, why not? You know? Is he gonna sack this, or does he go into Whimsicott? No! Imagine sacking. Couldn't be me. Okay, so he's gonna knock here. Probably means my best play is to go Weezing. I would have liked to keep this as a sack, but I suppose it's okay. Wigglytuff's looking actually really nice here, to be honest. He goes for knockoff, actually, so this might not even kill. No, it kills. So does Ice Beam do 35% now? Oh, I don't even have Ice Beam. That's awkward. Okay, well. Guess I only have one choice. Just go for a Thunderbolt. If he goes Whimsy, it's going to be a little annoying. That was a great call on his end, though. Alright, so Starmie's going to get the kill here, which is very neat. I'm trying to sort of think about what my win condition is here, because I need Rotom around for Darm, and I need Wiggly around for Spec, which makes Mew kind of the odd mon. I got rid of Ice Beam. Because of Epsis. Lil Nas Hex. Okay. I don't mind this. I think I can actually take advantage of this and go into my Wigglytuff and, you know, go for things like knockoff. If he starts going for like Calm Minds, that's okay with me, I'm pretty sure. There's Wendy. Hi, Wendy. And I'm gonna see it's leftovers. That's important. And he's gonna go for Calm Mind. Alright. So he's Calm Mind leftovers. And frankly, a very large party wants to knock off immediately. But I think I almost want to throw off a Wish as well. But I'll knock off. If he's round, that would be pretty cool. Oh, he's sub. So he's probably Calm Mind sub disable. And the sub will go away here, which is neat. So if he tries to disable me here, I'm gonna go for a play rough, I'm pretty sure. It covers his switch-ins as well. And if he goes Whimsicott, I actually really like the prospect of locking into Ice Beam coming up soon. He switches out. Goes into Whimsicott. I'm curious to see how much this is going to take. That's like 25%. That's pretty good. And he's leftovers as well. So I'm sort of attempting to figure out, you know, do I want to throw off a wish? What do I want to do here? I think I want to throw off a wish. Oh, this thing is leftovers too. How much is this going to do to me? It's a little bit more than I would have liked. But I suppose that's fine. Again, I really feel like I need to keep this healthy for the horse, but I mean, what's the horse doing to me, you know? I can go into Rotom here, which would be pretty nice. Oh, he switches out. And goes into Meat. Now I get to go into Hot Pockets. Do I just want to Volt Switch here? I'm pretty sure. I'll just keep getting me momentum. Having rocks up on my side kind of sucks though. Wow, he just goes for close combat. Does that mean this thing's gonna die? I think it does. Maybe he's going for the potential endgame with, oh, I'm not sure. But this thing's gone. And I believe I still don't die to rocks, which is going to be really important come very soon. Do I want to go into Wendy? I don't even remember what Whimsicott's at. Maybe I should start... Oh, it's at like 80, I'm pretty sure. And let me see what like Play Rough did to it from Wigglytuff. So Play Rough did about 25 to 29. That makes me think it like is basically max HP. So let's take a look at how much Starmie does to it then. Oh, I'm not even Ice Beam, so I gotta get it really far in range. I keep thinking that I'm Ice Beam. If he goes Darm, I can just go into... I could just Protect. If he goes Whimsicott, I can... I think I do this. I think I'm okay revealing that I'm Choice Scarf. Oh, I forgot that he now has to decide. Oops. Well, maybe that wasn't the best move. For some reason, I forgot that it works like that. Perhaps not the best decision there, then. I really wish I kept Ice Beam on that thing. Okay, well, this is good for me, though. I can just go for a Psyshock, and I'm pretty sure I kill something. I do. That's neat. So Darm goes down. And, ooh. That makes me sad, though. It means I can't reveal Vacuum Wave. but that's okay. What's my best play here? I think my best play is to sack Rotom. Right? Oh, U-turns. Well, that's kind of nice. That doesn't even kill, so that's going to be more helmet chip for me. I have to make a big decision now, though, you know? Do I want to let this thing get a boost, or am I okay, you know, not letting it get the boost? I think I'm okay not letting it get the boost, because I don't... Suppose I'll just Volt Switch. Boost would kind of suck, though. He Calm Mind, so it ended up working out for me. Now I can Volt Switch. I really just got to go into this and knock off. You know? Find its leftovers. He's gonna get his leftovers now. This is still a very tricky situation. The Spectre can be very tough to handle, but I'm pretty sure Knock still is gonna be the right play here. Maybe Wish, but I think Knock is best. I need to make sure this thing is in range. It's gonna go for Hyper Beam. Oh no. Does this kill me? It does. So I guess the question now is, does 2 Psyshocks kill? That's really smart from him. Damn. Kind of forgot about Hyper Beam. That's really smart from him. Oops. I also used a Psyshock because he's +1, so I really hope it does a lot. It does do a lot. That's awesome. Because now it has to recharge. I didn't think it would do that much, to be honest. But not having Ice Beam might screw me here. I'm a little concerned. Taking off Ice Beam might really screw me here. Oh boy. It's gonna depend on how much this Psyshock does. I was gonna see if I could like flip turn shenanigans, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna be a smart move anyway. Gosh. He's Energy Ball instead, which is a little reassuring, you know? But, God, if I was Ice Beam on Mew... Man. Okay. Well, let's see. I can't believe I changed Ice Beam. I really don't want to lower my thing. Hopefully I can just Leaf Storm now, and it will sort of slowly get it in range. Maybe I Volt Switch into Leaf Storm. That seems to be my best choice. Just gonna Moonblast here, trying to drop my special attack, which would suck a lot. Ugh, it's so tight. Oh, right. Oops. Okay. Shoot. Forgot about that. Man, this is so tight. I haven't had a close Wi-Fi game like this at all so far, so it's really exciting. I think I Volt Switch into Leaf Storm, and if it lives, I think I evacuate. Oh man, this is tense. Who knows how it turns out. 127 down to 194. And he gets the drop! Oh no. Okay. Oh, it's so scary. $25. Alright, I think here's where I Leaf Storm. Maybe I should have Leaf Stormed into Volt Switch and then, you know, gone back and done all that. It's so scary. Oh my god. Is Superpower now my best play? I'm -3 now. Yeah, Superpower is now my best play. Please kill. Oh my gosh. How scary is this? This has to kill. Oh my god! Oh my god, that was an amazing game to Shay. Holy shit, Mew. Oh my god. Oh, taking off Ice Beam was such a mistake, but that made for such a tense endgame. Oh my god. That's crazy. Wow. My heart is going insane. Wow, good game to that's my favorite Wi-Fi game I've had so far. I mean, I should have had Ice Beam. I should have had Ice Beam, but oh, wow. Oh, that was so tense. It might have been a roll. Who knows? Oh my god. That's so scary. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was really enjoyable. And I brought bonds that I really just wanted to use, and it worked out. So it gives me a new feeling of excitement. We're 2-4. Differential is still really in the shitter, but you know, could be really exciting for future weeks. We'll see. I'm just excited to have more fun with this team in the future. So yay. Okay. See you all later.